for joining us. This is Nigeria Now on Equa Television International. Election reaction, president-elect, acceptance speech, opposition disagreeing with result, challenging the INEC. This is what we have. And then on Nigeria Now, that is when we x-ray the whole entire issue about election. And there's an opportunity for you to say your mind. So we are live on Facebook and YouTube at Equa Television International. So you can do well to drop your comment and tell us how you feel concerning, or how you're feeling concerning the entire general election, particularly to governorship election governors and then the state assembly. Doing this with me, I have Joyce Jakada.
Good afternoon, Samu Solomon.
Good afternoon.
Pleasant afternoon to Nigerians out there. It's always a pleasure that we are alive today. It's not a right.
Yeah,
it's a privilege, and we give God the praise.
Sure. Looking at because now this is what is going on. Because now we are receiving reactions from people. You know, the gladiators, particularly Atiku Abubakar, Peter Obi, and then some other people are adding their voice, you know, after these two gladiators offered a press conference, and then people are responding, and people are adding their voices to what they are saying. Obviously, you know, it's all about rejecting the 2023 general election, that is particularly presidential. And then we hear people like FFK responding, the APC as a party, you know, responding, and then you hear other personalities to responding. Some lawyers, some are just Nigerians, you know, saying their mind as citizens. And then 6 states now are asking the apex call to cancel the presidential election. Now coming from 6 states, it's taking another dimension. What's your take?
Well, this is not far from what you would expect after an election such as this, like a general election. Like, this is the 7th general election since 1999 that democracy, like power was shifted from the military regime to democratic governance. And we will recall that Olusegun Obasanjo was the first democratic president. That's 1999. And from the election that held as at that time, 1999, the Olufalaye, like, who was also contesting, felt that, oh, this election was not free and fair, and he resorted to court. And I think for a year plus, he was going from one court to the other, trying to seek justice as far as he is concerned, because he said the result of the election didn't reflect actually free, fair, or something that was credible. And so if we draw back to the second general election, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, even the 7th, which we just experienced on Saturday, 25th of February, 2023, then you will know that each general election has witnessed this, oh, it's not free and fair, it's not credible, people questioning the process and all of that. And that's why I'm saying it is not news. So, and you don't expect such reactions to just come only from the political parties. The candidates themselves react to the result. Even their supporters react. In some cases, some people feel victimized, but when result is being pronounced and it favors them, oh, the process is free and fair. It's something that you always see playing out. So, as at I always make reference with 2011, because that when Buhari lost to Goodluck Jonathan, like it was like his supporters fought that. You get, they felt they were victims. The process was not free and fair. Some resorted to the street, and over 1,000 died as at that time. And they didn't even live to see 2015 when he was declared the winner of the presidential election, and he's still leading, not until now that he's going to be transiting power. So you see, it's always like a circle, and those people that were celebrating in 2011 that Goodluck won, as at 2015 when Buhari was declared winner, they felt no, it was not free fair, it wasn't even transparent. So like your question, I'm not expecting anything different. You always see people coming out to express their grievances, but what is more important as far as I'm concerned is this process has law that is guiding it, like the Electoral Act. And the question that most Nigerians are asking, even the political party, when you look at it critically, is aligning. The question is linking to the process. There was an Electoral Act that says, when you go to the section 64, 65 of the Electoral Act 2022, it provides that as results are being counted, like votes are being counted at polling units, it should be transmitted in real time, and voters will have access to the IREF to see the result coming from their polling unit. But that was not the case in this election. So people were struggling to have access, even when results were already collated, are being collected, but they don't have access to it. And observers, even from the National Collation Center, asked questions like party agents and all, but more like the question was kept aside. The process continued. We expected that it wasn't going to be manual, but with the IREV and all of that, people were going to see something different. In fact, hopes were high. Nigerians like mother. This is one of the elections where that experienced high turnout. So people were expecting a different result and all of that. But well, for APC, who actually won the presidential ticket, are celebrating, because as far as they are concerned, the process was free and fair and aligned to democratic processes. Labour Party are saying no, PDP are saying no. Some Nigerians are of the opinion that the process wasn't free and fair. So many reactions. International observers, some of them are saying no, there are some logistic operational failures, part of logistics, failure of beavers and all of that. Some places, some violent attack, in other places, peaceful conduct and all of that. So we must give it to the people that peacefully went out there to actually exercise their civic responsibility. Again, 6 states are saying the election should be cancelled. Presidential election should be cancelled. Labour Party said the same thing, because as far as they are concerned, it's far from free and fair. Earlier on, they said they call for the cancellation of the process. So you will not expect something, like I said, I'm not expecting something different, because going by all the reactions from the day of the election and seeing the process, how faulty some of these things played out, the beavers malfunctioning, inability to assess the IREF, you can say that these people, like, they are calling for the cancellation. As far as they are concerned, in fact, they are quoting the Electoral Act. You get. So I'm not like expecting anything out of that, because of all the cases that were raised already. But like we'll continue to say, when we have law, let's live by it. We shouldn't say 18 and act differently. Like integrity and character is tested when someone say 18 and keeps to it or goes against it. Our democracy is fragile, and the election has been conducted and it's done. The only thing that any aggrieved party or individual can do is to resort to the court. And this time around, all eyes are on the court. Before the election, we kept saying all eyes are on INEC. Before the presidential election, the world is watching them. As far as INEC is concerned, they are done with their assignment, and that's why they say it's free, fair, and then credible. They won't take away the fact that they had technical hitches. Now all eyes are on the court, because everybody's saying, aggrieved parties are saying they are going to the court. APC too are saying they will also go to the court with counter suits. You get. So all eyes are now on the court. Where are your facts? Because the court will definitely work with facts. So at the end of the day, the court will decide. So we keep our fingers crossed and watch the process, but we urge the people to remain calm.
Yes, what you just said, even the UK Financial Times, reported that, particularly about the issue of late arrival, the inability of the INEC to even upload result, real time from the polling unit. These are some of the irregularities that UK Times, Financial Times, reported, and they said, based on what happened, Nigeria failed to set a standard for West Africa. And hearing this kind of result coming from outside, just like we said, most of these things we say, yes, we have our own ways of doing our things, and getting away with it. But when the beam light of the world is on you, trying to see how this time around you correct it, and then such things happen, you know, it gets the way of robbing to everybody. Those that participate and those that even didn't participate, you know. So, but we hope, like you said, you know, everything now is shifted to the court, and then we expect to see how the court will, you know, do her own part. Apex Court order old Naira, 200 Naira note, 500 and 1,000 note to be in circulation till December 31st. I
think you didn't say it well. No, the volume was not loud and clear. Well, it's what it is.
Court of Appeal orders old 200, 1,000, 1,500 notes to be in circulation till December 31st.
I like the volume, but let me re-echo it again.
Wow.
Supreme Court, the Apex Court, have ordered the use of all 200 Naira, 500, 1,000 notes till December 31st. This will come as shock to many Nigerians. Like, so is the aim defeated? Has the aim been achieved? You recall that sometimes in December last year, October 26 precisely,
yes,
the CBN announced the Naira redesign policy. They gave reason, which is something that is obtainable everywhere in the world, that
yes,
time to time country choose to redesign or even change their redesign their Naira note. And it's something that is obtainable, and they announced to Nigerians that get ready, we're going to be redesigning 200, 500 and 1,000 Naira note. And so there is a time limit that has been allotted to the use of the old Naira notes. 31st of December, 15th December, we started seeing the new notes. Some people expressed concern, oh, they just colored it. No, they actually designed it and all of that. And February, we saw how that February 10th, they declared a deadline for the usage of old 200, 500 and 1,000 Naira notes. People trooped in like when deposit all their money. Surprisingly, people were expecting to see new notes everywhere, but it was more like the new cash was not really enough. That's why some people go to the bank and it's only 500 Naira. We can't take away the fact that it is a good policy, but the methodology, like we always emphasize, was not good, was not really good, because we saw that it brought untold hardship on Nigerians. You go to the bank, people almost like sleep all over in the bank trying to access this money. After waiting for hours, at the end of the day, you just hear that no cash. Like that became like a language that every Nigerian can connect to. No cash, no cash, no cash. And some governors, 3 governors of the APC actually filed a suit against the federal government. Some thought the same part, had about 16 states that actually went that part. And even though Bayelsa and Edo were with the federal government not to go back on that Naira design policy, what these 3 governors of Kaduna, Zamfara and Kogi are saying that it should be extended. But the Apex Court actually told Central Bank to hold on 1,000 Naira, like it's not illegal until April 10th. And then Supreme Court adjourned the case from 22nd of February, that people were thinking they are going to pronounce the judgment if they adjourned it. Today, people were filled with anxiety. What will the Supreme Court say? And we just saw that Supreme Court have ordered all 200 Naira, 500, 1,000 Naira notes to remain in circulation till December 31st. And they nullified the federal government Naira design policy, declaring it as affront to the 1999 Constitution. And in fact, they talked about the fact that all the powers that President Muhammadu Buhari was using to enforce this thing was unconstitutional and in a democratic setting such as Nigeria. And they say the policy led to some people engaging in trade by barter in this modern age, just in a bid to survive, which is not good. You begin to ask questions, are we going back or we're actually advancing? So he said it is unconstitutional use of power as far as they are concerned by the president. So all this redesigning, not like it's bad, but they are actually procedures to it as provided by the Constitution. So Nigerians now today are being told that you can go ahead. But where's the money, if you ask me? Because all have been deposited in the bank, and people will be like, for you to have access to the money again, will it be available, or they will still have to go through the cumbersome process of how you get? So I think whatever it is, my take on this issue is the fact that we shouldn't. Whoever, like when you become a leader, think about the fact that you are elected by these people. All you need to do is to ensure that life becomes better for them. Earlier on, we saw the president apologizing to Nigeria on the Naira swap policy, and I was wondering, you're apologizing again, like you didn't think about it, like, so it is good, but what is the methodology in order year plus for the implementation? Some will say let it go hand in hand, but I think maybe the aim has been achieved. No wonder the president is apologizing, but again, it is not to the courts. Like, this policy was introduced by the central bank alongside the federal government. People will be expecting to hear from the CBN as far as alongside the federal government, but well, the Supreme Court, which when they speak, like every other voice, is supposed to be muted. So the Supreme Court have spoken. And you know how Nigerians have expressed zero confidence in the judiciary, because we've seen how that even the injunction that they gave, like more like the federal government went against it, because the CBN said it still remain, it's no longer a legal tender, when Apex Court are saying it should be used until hearing. So this is the time that we should respect our judiciary. The world is watching us. We shouldn't look like a joke to the international world. When we have constitution, when we have law, let's live by it. Let equal justice be enjoyed by all. We shouldn't make laws for some people while we don't live for that. And it is just so uncalled for us to have people that you govern them like wrongly. You bring untold hardship to them. At the end of the day, what did you achieve?
Like Joyce, today, even the news when it came, some people already at about after 1, they are joining the queue in banks, and you can imagine there's a woman that I was told that she's number 506. She's just sitting outside the bank, just waiting, for number to reduce, and then she get into the premises. Like, she was just sitting down, and well, good news that the Apex Court reversed it. But one of the things they said, ideally, if a country is going toward Naira redesign, checking about her currency policy, she's to give 2 years awareness, serious awareness to the citizen before the 3-month implementation. And as you can see, it's just the Apex Bank and Apex Court have to give that judgment, in the favor of these governors. But my question is that the Apex Court have to wait, and do all this adjournment before giving this judgment, because I feel it's uncomfortable. Because before now, we expect a swift response, because it's a national, based on national interest. Because the masses, the true Nigerians, are really, really affected with this policy. But this policy, dragging up to now, I don't see it, quite okay, personally. But finally, the court of the land passed her final judgment, so now we can spend our money. But the question that you ask, where is the money? Now they will start going back, now picking the money. And you remember those people that came from the villages, those farmers, those petty traders that they don't have bank, they were forced to open the bank account, deposit the money, and then for them to withdraw, the money is not there. So now the question, where is the money? And then we hope that central bank will act, according to the judgment, swiftly, to return those money, so that people will get access to their money, and then life continue. And you see, when the Mr. President is giving apology, after giving apology, and you are saying they should vote their party in governorship. And to me personally, I just said, is it the reason why you are apologizing? Me personally, I just thought of it. I said, okay, fine, let's see how it goes, but we need our money. And we will say Supreme Court kudos, even though people were saying they would turn the part of government and say it remained, but look at it. So that means there's still hope in the judiciary. There's still hope in the judiciary.
Well, like I maintain, there's nothing wrong with the policy, but I think we need to look at the methodology. There's nothing wrong with saying it should go hand in hand, the old note and the new Naira note, until we have this new Naira note in circulation where everybody can have access to it, not just being restricted by even going under the amounts that the central bank is saying you can have access to in a day, 20,000 limit. Do you even have access to even 1,000 Naira, to talk more of the 20,000 Naira? Because now when you go to the bank, you just see queues that you talk about a woman with 500 as number. So you think you see it's not really a
and
good
it's
one.
3,000 they are giving.
You see, so I think it's important
500.
that let's come up with good policies such as this, but before implementing, let's look at methodologies that will not bring untold hardship to the people.
I agree with you. This is the much that we can take on Nigeria now. Thank you for staying with us. We plead with you that our programs will still continue. So remain blue with us and then keep watching our programs. Thank you so much and God bless you.